Hi everyone, welcome to Take 5, episode 30, I think. A little bit late today, but wanted to step on and talk to you about events and hints and tips really to help you run your events and have more success. I've been at an event this morning and it carried on sort of later, meeting up with people afterwards. And filling events is, as we've said all week, it's a very, very rewarding way to be able to build know, like and trust with your audience. But the prep time, the thinking in advance, the building a waiting audience, that's what they tell you to do with any product or service that you do. Never launch a product or a service for which you haven't got a waiting audience. And yet, for some reason, some people think that events is a slightly different thing. And yet, I would say it's exactly the same, that what you need to do is you need for every event to build a waiting audience in order for it to be a success. So you do need to do, as I was saying yesterday, give yourself a lead-in time. I was talking to somebody the other day and talking about them doing their first event, and they suddenly said, I'm going to run an event. And I was, oh, that's great, really good. I think it's a great idea for your product and your service as part of your sales funnel, as part of your model. It's a great way to do things. And I said, so what's your plan? And they said, well, I'm going to do it in 2 weeks' time. And this was, 2 weeks' time is not leaving yourself much scope unless you already have an audience. And so the more your business has been going, the longer your business has been going, the bigger your audience, the more likely you could put on something at short notice. So for instance, yesterday we announced something that we were doing in our business club for business club members only in the new year, a goal setting day. And we just said, say yes in the box if you're interested. This wasn't a paid thing. They're already paying to be in our membership, and we decided we would give them an event, an actual day that they could come to for goal setting right at the start of January. And within 15-20 minutes, we'd got 15 or 20 people already saying yes. By the end of the day, we'd got 30 odd people already saying, oh my gosh, yes, please, I'll be there. And we know from that, because they're committed to us and they're committed to the business club and they're committed to their business, that they'll actually come. We already know what size and shape of room we want, how it's going to work, what we're going to do there with them. So that's fine. Announcing something at relatively short notice works really well if you already have a waiting audience. So my question to you guys when you're thinking about events is, do you have an audience for the type of event that you're talking about who will be interested, or people that follow you and will come to something? Because it's you they buy when they come to the event. Yeah, they get enticed by your fantastically compelling title, but it's actually you that they're committing to spending their time with. And if you've already got that audience, that's great. If you've got followers on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you've got an email list, you've got people you regularly meet at networking who want this thing. But if not, you've got to then spend time beforehand building an audience. And if you haven't got an audience yet and you want to start next week, next month, find other people that you know at your networks, online or offline, and if they've got an audience, see if there's any way you can get in front of their audience, whether you can do something jointly with them, do a Facebook Live, a tiny teach, something to preempt what you're going to do, and see if you can actually piggyback off a colleague's audience, because you need that in order to fill your first events. Otherwise, it's really tough. It's very tough. So that's the advice for today, is keep in mind that every time you do this, you will be out there more, your audience is getting bigger, and it will become easier to fill events. But for your first few, you've got to really put yourself out there and try to build the audience in advance. Or pal up with somebody else who's already got an audience and try and get in front of them. So that's it for Take 5 today. Thanks so much for joining me. I've got a couple of people on, I think. I might have Karen and I might have Laurie. I saw Laurie earlier this morning. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.